So anyway, there's a question we have to ask every artist. It's like your biggest pleasure and pain of the game. So what's your biggest like high and low in the music game?
I think my biggest pleasure is going to places that is going to, for instance, maybe I've been to a few refugee camps around the world and seeing people who feel inspired by your music in corners of the world which you didn't even necessarily even know exist, and most of us don't care about that. People that honestly don't feel even acknowledged. And I was one of those people. When I listened to rappers, I didn't see myself reflected. I didn't feel my plight recognized. Is when people say to me, you give us pride, you make us feel proud of ourselves. I think that the best thing you can give to your family and to the people around you is to be a source of pride. The worst thing you can give them is to be a source of shame. The worst thing you can give your family members or people around you is shame, and to be a source of shame. And so when I feel like I give people pride, or people feel proud of me, or make them feel proud of themselves, that's the best thing. That's better than any money. That's better than anything you could ever give me. As far as the pain of the game, I don't want to complain too much because I think it's going quite well for me. I have relatively little to complain about compared to a lot of artists in the game. But what I would say is, being pigeonholed and being sort of put to the side as, oh, that's what he does and this is what he's about, when they don't even know anything. They've listened to one or two tracks and they think that's what you're about. I'd say maybe one of the negatives is people often project onto you what they want to see. Right. So they might say, this is what I want you to be like, so you're like that. No, I'm not. And the other side of it is ultimately following my heart and making the music I make has meant that I've been somewhat pushed to the side by the music.
Radio play, right?
Yeah, especially. I don't exist to them, but that's fine with me because they don't exist to me. And at the end of the day, they're not the taste makers they once were. The music industry and the record labels and the DJs used to make or break you. If you didn't have them on your side, you didn't exist. If they didn't say you exist, you didn't exist. But now, if you've got YouTube, you've got Twitter, and you've got Facebook, I am proof. Believe me, if I can do what I've done, the little that I've done, then you can do it too. YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, because nobody gave me anything. Don't think that anything was handed to me on a plate in terms of this music industry. I had to do what I did, and it was organic and it was grassroots. And I'm not saying I've done a huge amount. Hopefully I'll go further, but it's possible. It's always possible. Because think about it this way: if you're on YouTube, right, and you're a rapper and you want to showcase your talent, you could put a video up tomorrow and somebody in the Philippines, which also has a US military base, by the way, yeah, the Philippines can see your music tomorrow. It was never like this before. No, people didn't even have like telephones, let alone TV, within the past 50 years before. So the fact that I could put up a song or a statement tonight, and somebody in the Philippines, Taiwan, or anywhere in the world could access it and see it, and I could speak to them, is unbelievable. And it's a complete gift. And really, it shows that these major labels and these tastemakers and these people who monopolized our brains, monopolized what we thought was cool, told us what was cool and what wasn't cool, are losing power, man. And you're gaining power. And it's important for us to realize that we have power. We have power, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Alright, so just talk about the future music-wise. I think we've got an album coming out in, next year?
It's looking like
next year.
Yeah, soundtrack to the show, just finishing it up now. It's got a lot of tracks on it that you would have heard. Obviously, because I don't have, everything I do is me. Like, I am the label. So, I have a lot more freedom. But also, I can't follow the the prototype of how to release a record. So most artists will take their albums, will go to label and they say, okay, we'll put out 3 singles, and we'll put out an album after the second single. And that's the way they'll do it. Whereas with me, it's completely different. I'm in a position now where by the time my album comes out, I reckon about 8 of the songs on the album will have been heard and released, and 6 of the songs will have been unreleased. But that's the way I'm basically planning it and putting it together to accumulate the ones.
Yeah, to get the momentum going for it.
Yeah, and just organise a tour of my own back. So that will be Soundtrack to the Struggle coming in 2011.
And what can we expect, more of the same kind of thing? Any different lanes you're merging into?
I've got a track with M1 from Dead Prez on there.
Right.
I've got the track with Movement Technique's going to be on there. Yeah man, I've got a few different things on there. But ultimately I'm trying to make an album which will stand the test of time. So you know, it's a type of thing that will, not that sales is what's important to me, but that it will sell over a long period of time.
Right.
Rather than just come out and try and I don't have that choice, you know what I mean? So really I want it to be something which people value and keep selling all the time.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to that, man. Anything else you want to talk about briefly?
Really, I just say look out for Soundtrack to the Struggle. Love yourself, respect yourself, and trust yourself. You know, and at the end of the day, as human beings, I think it's important for us to realize, regardless of the clothes we wear or whatever we have in our bank account, as human beings, we're all human beings. No one's better than anyone. No one's inferior to anyone. This is what we need to realize. We have far more that unites us than divides us.
Yeah man, you're talking a lot of sense, man. I just want to say though, as an MC, for a fan's point of view, obviously been listening to you a long time, there was one thing this year that definitely made my day when I heard it, a track called The Warning, bro, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, briefly, if you can say why you felt the need to kind of, you know what I mean? Like I said, it made my day, you know what I mean? Hit nail on the head really, like, yeah.
Basically, what I would say is, I kind of look back and I think maybe I shouldn't have done it. Yeah. But I'll tell you why I did do it. At the end of the day, if you're in a position where you have been had hundreds of thousands of pounds poured into promoting your name and your career, and you know deep down in your heart that there are other lyricists that on pure lyrical ability are better than you shouldn't disrespect them. You should always, when you're in a position of advantage and of prominence, you should always stay humble. And remember that at the end of the day, bro, it doesn't actually mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even necessarily mean there's anything particularly special about you. The moral of my music is not that there's something special about me. The moral of my music is that there's something special about you. I'm not trying to empower me, I'm trying to empower you. I'm not trying to empower the people who have had power for decades upon decades. I'm trying to empower the powerless with music. And that's the simple difference. So really, I just wanted to make a reminder to the young man to humble himself. And really, I think it's something that he should listen to and learn from, because it's not just me that feels like that. Obviously, a lot of other people feel the same way. But other than that, I don't want to give too much time to it or make it too much about that, because you know he's walking his path. He's gonna do what he's gonna do in his life, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do in my life, and they'll be completely different things. It's not, you know, it's not the be all and end all of either of us.
No, I just wanted to touch on that. Like I said, I definitely like the track, and I thought with you.
And don't get it twisted as well, bro. I feel sorry for him, bro. I would not trade places.
Being young and caught up in that,
like no money in the world would make me trade places with him right now, because he's not in a good position. For 100 different reasons, he's not in a good position. So, wish him the best.